I am the law and order candidate.
She did.
Wait.
A stunning moment here at the end of the president's speech. Nancy Pelosi tearing up what appeared to be a copy of the president's speech.
Well, I thought it was a terrible thing when she ripped up the speech. First of all, it's an official document. You're not allowed. It's illegal what she did. She broke the law.
I would want to know what's in those boxes before we start talking about criminal activity. But I'm much more focused on the destruction of these documents, and particularly after being warned and notified that the Presidential Records Act requires those types of documents to be preserved. And he just continued to rip them up, tear them up in an effort to destroy them and to destroy the record, which is a direct and flagrant violation of the law. And that is, I mean, the law is only to preserve those types of things, and Donald Trump did not want those preserved. It is consistent with the way that he obstructed the Mueller investigation. It is consistent with the way that he obstructed the House's impeachment investigation on Ukraine. It is consistent with just about everything that we know about him. And it really gives the lie to all those people who claim that obstruction of justice is simply a process crime. Obstruction of justice makes the wheels of justice stop because it means you cannot get to the truth. And people only destroy documents when they want to hide them. So what is he hiding is the big question.
There can be no prosperity without law and order. I am the law and order candidate.
And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol.
The last time the Senate convened, we had just reclaimed the Capitol from violent criminals.
Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
Well, let me give you my view of what happened January the 6th. And we're here. We saw what happened. It was a violent insurrection for the purpose of trying to prevent the peaceful transfer of power after a legitimately certified election from one administration to the next. That's what it was.
We love you. You're very special. Hillary Clinton created an illegal private email server, deliberately, willfully, and with total premeditation.
Donald Trump has returned 15 boxes of documents that were improperly taken from the White House.
Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing.
We're learning more about the former president's apparent disregard for the law. Today, the National Archives confirmed Donald Trump has been holding on to records, boxes of records that by law should have gone to the archives as soon as he left office. They are continuing to search for additional presidential records that belong to the National Archives.
No, I'm not above the law. I never want anybody to be above the law. And yes, I do have an absolute right to pardon myself.
Trump did go to the Supreme Court to try to keep the records out of the Select Committee's hands, a case he lost. The retrieved documents also included a map that Mr. Trump famously drew on with a black Sharpie marker to demonstrate the track of Hurricane Dorian heading toward Alabama in 2019 to back up a declaration he had made on Twitter that contradicted weather forecasts.
I am the law and order candidate.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have. So dead people voted, and I think the number is in the close to 5,000 people.
The challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong. 2 people that were dead that voted. And so that's wrong.
Trump, of course, the only U.S. president in history to have been impeached twice. Now, the second time, of course, was for inciting the deadly insurrection on January 6th. And that case was presented a year ago this week with damning precision by the impeachment managers.
Trump also, as described by Congressman Butler's notes, refused requests to publicly, immediately, and forcefully call off the riots. And when he was told that the insurgents inside the Capitol were Trump supporters, the president said, quote, "Well, Kevin, I guess these people are more upset about the election than you are."
The sea of people was punctuated throughout by flags, mostly variations of American flags and Trump flags. There was Gadsden flags. It was clear the terrorists perceived themselves to be Christians. I saw the Christian flag directly to my front. Another read, "Jesus is my savior, Trump is my president." Another, "Jesus is king." One flag read, "Don't give up the ship." Another had crossed rifles beneath the skull, emblazoned with the pattern of the American flag. To my perpetual confusion, I saw the thin blue line flag, a symbol of support for law enforcement, more than once, being carried by the terrorists as they ignored our commands and continued to assault us.
We love you. You're very special.
Well, let me give you my view of what happened January the 6th. And we're here. We saw what happened. It was a violent insurrection for the purpose of trying to prevent the peaceful transfer of power after a legitimately certified election from one administration to the next. That's what it was.
I am the law and order candidate.
The last time the Senate convened, we had just reclaimed the Capitol from violent criminals who tried to stop Congress from doing our duty. The mob was fed lies. They were provoked by the president and other powerful people. And they tried to use fear and violence to stop a specific proceeding of the first branch of the federal government, which they did not like. But we pressed on. We stood together and said an angry mob would not get veto power over the rule of law in our nation, not even for one night. We certified the people's choice for their 46th president.
Perhaps finally justice will be done.